Hello and welcome to the final instalment of my Tamiya DF03 winter project. So a quick recap, I bought two used DF03 chassis and a box of parts from someone on an RC forum in September 2021 for a winter project. I stripped both chassis down and cleaned everything and replaced the parts that were broken or missing. I rebuilt one as a dark impact and then sold it on eBay. This video is about the second one, which I took in a slightly different direction. I cleaned and re-greased the gears and oiled the bearings in the front and rear diffs and then reassembled them. The front end was missing its dog bones, so I replaced them with these Racing upgrades. I used some hop-up parts that came with the project to install the first diff back into the chassis. This included a carbon fibre shock tower and this metal mounting bracket. Also included were these metal wheel hexes. And this is it complete. The rear was a case of putting together all the cleaned up stock parts and installing it back into the chassis. By now the warmer weather had arrived, so I decided to paint the body. For this chassis I bought the Avante MK2 body and decal set. I cut the body out and put on 3 coats of Tamiya PS16 metallic blue. I'll just point out that I masked up the side pods of the body because I wanted to paint these black. After the blue, I backed it with 3 coats of silver. Then I finished it off with 3 coats of black after I'd removed the masking tape from the sides of the body. So that was the body and wing painted. It looks great in these photos, but there are some blemishes here and there. But I haven't done a lot of body painting and I was quite pleased with it. Once that was done, I did the decals. Right, onto the electronics. I had this Prolux servo in my spares, which has metal gears and 9 kilos of torque. The motor is a brand new Core RC 15-turn brushed 540 can. And I bought a new Tamiya 26-tooth metal pinion gear for it. The ESC was bought for me by Peter from CW01 Creations for another project, but I decided to use it in this DF03 project because you can use it with a 15-turn brushed motor and 2S lipos. So this is the servo installed into the chassis, no problems there. I put the motor into the chassis and screwed it to the metal plate and put on the pinion gear. Then I adjusted it to mesh correctly with the spur gear. Once that was done, I put on the cover plate to protect it. Then it was time to fit the ESC and receiver. This was a bit of a squeeze and I had to unscrew the ESC fan and slide it from the middle of the heatsink to the end so the body could clear it and sit correctly. Then I put on the rear wing and the wheels. The wheels are the black dark impact ones that were included with the chassis. Here's a view of everything inside the chassis and also the rear wing with the gold Avante decal applied. And now a view of the rest of the body with the other decals. Now it's time to test it under power, and for this I will be using a Shorty 2S LiPo battery. It fits in the compartment under the chassis and I've padded it with foam so it won't move about when the buggy runs. And as you can see, the battery lid fits perfectly. Now time to test. First the steering, and now the motor. Oops. So everything runs well, and this is my DF03 winter project finished. I'll leave you with some photos of the Avante MK2 while I decide whether to sell it or keep it for myself. I hope you enjoyed the video and thank you for watching.